welcome back to We're Having Fun. I'm Mark. Look how you smile when we start. Hello.
Hi, I'm Krista.
Hi. What's up, frog? Changed it. Changed it up, cat.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? We're back for another week.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting week. The new Miss Marvel teaser trailer came out, which I was a little disappointed in. Did you happen to get to see it?
No, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, I didn't really think to tell anybody. It wasn't that exciting.
Okay.
But I do like, she's a Muslim character, and it looks like they're going to represent that fine. But her powers in the comics are that she's real stretchy, like Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I guess they were like, I guess we're going to bring in the Fantastic Four, so can't make her all stretchy. So we're just going to have her do this, energy shield thing or something. I don't know. They
just changed her whole powers?
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed in it.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
What's the point of even having her if they're just going to change everything?
Well, she's still a good character. Her whole thing is fun. I guess the power isn't really the most important part of her character. It's really just her and...
Do you think it's just that they didn't show it in the trailer and it will be there?
No.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I've heard that they were thinking about changing it anyway. So, yeah.
Well, that's stupid.
Disappointing. But still, I think it's going to be good. The actress, I think, is going to be real good. And, yeah. I'm excited about it, but a little disappointed, but... excited. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Anything else you want to talk about before we get into this big movie extravaganza?
March Madness is happening.
March Madness is happening. We did our brackets. Mm-hmm. And we started a thing with a coworker where we chose 3 random ways to pick our March Madness brackets. Mine were a coin flip, a random list thing, and a elimination method with tens numbers. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's going interestingly.
Yeah, mine.
Pick some real winners.
Mine, let's see, I did a coin flip, of course. I'm trying to think what the second one. The second one was just, I did a random number generator.
Oh, okay.
With the seeds.
Uh-huh.
And it was not good. I think that's my worst one. And then the last one, I did some kind of thing where I eliminated letters, but randomly, and then it was very complicated. It's not doing that terrible. But,
I mean, we're all not doing great, so
yeah. And then I have the one that's not in our group. That's actually doing fairly well. Yeah.
My pick, I think, is probably still doing worse than my random picks. I don't know. I haven't checked it in a while.
Oh, really? Mine's doing much better.
The first round, it wasn't great. So, a lot of upsets. Didn't see coming.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And a lot that didn't upset that I thought were going to upset, and they didn't. Yeah. So, yeah.
Because I was like, oh, well, this is going to be a great one, my coin flip one. Because it's like, I've got Kentucky winning. I mean, they're pretty good, right?
That'll be great.
Out the first time.
First
I'm
round.
Like, oh, cool.
Yep. So
thanks, Kentucky.
Way to go, Kentucky. You're our only hope.
It's not like we have money on
Come
the
on,
line
Yale.
or anything. So.
Norfolk State. Yeah, we're not doing it for that, just for fun, having a good time. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I'm looking forward to getting back in the office because my favorite part of the brackets is actually taking everybody's bracket and going through and marking off all the names and writing in the new names myself and doing it manually. I'm going to post it on my board. I love brackets.
Okay.
A lot. It's my favorite thing. And because when we did it at my old job, I was like, can I please just do the brackets? I will tell you all the scores. I would make spreadsheets with all the scores.
Oh my gosh.
Loved all that stuff. All the possible winners and stuff. Mm-hmm. Oh man. So, can't wait. Get back in that office. So, gonna have some fun.
So, March Madness really is a madness for you.
It is. It could be about anything. So, yeah. I love it. But the games, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's exciting sometimes.
I haven't watched a single game. I haven't watched a single moment of the games. Yeah. I've just been checking online.
In, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, somebody's about to lose. Oh no.
Yeah, that is always the best part when they're real close games. So anyway, that's what our week looked like. Mm-hmm. And so now let's get into our movie. What do you say?
Okay.
All right. This week's movie, as you probably read in the title, is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yeah.
The first of the Fantastic Beasts 5G.
I don't know what it was.
Potential.
Considered
Quintology.
I don't know. Yeah, it started out they were only going to do 3 movies, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if it's just that... I can't remember if they decided before the first one came out that it would be 5 or if it was after it came out.
Yeah.
Because it could have been that it came out and it did pretty well. Mm-hmm. And they were like, well, let's just stretch this thing out to 5, baby.
Yeah.
Or it could have been that, they went ahead and realized, okay, well, the story we want to tell through these movies is not gonna 3 isn't gonna do it justice or something.
Yeah.
The way the second one went, which we haven't watched yet,
Not
or you
yet.
haven't watched,
right?
I feel like they did the whole stretching thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't
kind
know.
of be like The Hobbit deal.
Yeah.
It's just like, this could have been like 2 movies at most.
Yeah, well, the thing with The Hobbit is I'm pretty sure Peter Jackson only wanted it to be 2 movies.
Right.
Which would have been fine.
Yeah.
But then the studio was like, no.
We need a trilogy, baby.
We need another trilogy. Stretch it out. And so he's like, oh, God, where am I going to get more stuff to stretch it out with? Let's throw some romance in there that's anywhere in the book. Let's take all this stuff that's happening behind the scenes and throw that stuff in there, too, and have some weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's like... Okay. But let's not put some of these other things in here or let's shorten this other part. That would have been real fun because there's like, I'm sorry, now I'm getting into The Hobbit. So, they took, of course.
We thought this was going to be a shorter episode.
Exactly. So everybody, was like, hey, they took Tom Bombadil out of Lord of the Rings. I didn't have him in there. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's like you got to get through this part. It's too much. But I mean, if they're just gonna stretch it out and just throw random stuff in there, why don't they have more time at Beorn's house where he's got like dogs that are standing on their hind legs acting as like servers for the characters and stuff, and have him like
was he like
more
the
as a bear? He was a bear. Yeah, he turns into a bear, and have him like turn into a bear at night and everything, and
Yeah.
But no, they didn't put that in there. It's like, that would have been fun.
Yeah.
It's like dogs serving. They'd be like, what in the world is going on here? This is a weird place. But no.
Well,
Instead, we got Radagast the Brown with bird poop all over him.
A lot of bird poop. Yeah. Didn't need to see him as much as we did, but here we are.
Yeah.
We suffered through it.
We did.
So we're at this place now.
We suffered through it, and now we're talking about a completely different movie.
So this movie, I have a lot of questions about it. So I'm going to be asking you throughout as we go through here.
Okay, and I may not have answers.
You may or may not have the answers. And if I get a little negative, I don't mean to.
Oh, no, it's okay.
This movie was fine.
I'm going to tell you, I was like, I really like the first movie in the trilogy. Yeah. And then as we were watching it, I was like, I don't think I like this as much as I liked it the last time I watched it.
I don't know.
And I don't know if it's because I haven't watched it since I watched the second one.
Oh,
and the second one is like
bad taste in your mouth still.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Could be.
But there were a lot of times where I was like, I am bored out of my mind.
Yeah.
And I'm not even paying attention. I'm like playing quizzes online. And I'm just like, this scene is going on way too long.
I wasn't ever really bored, I don't think. But there was a lot of stuff that was probably could have been cut.
Like the first interaction between Newt and Tina, I was like, why is it taking them so long to talk to each other?
Yeah,
it's
it does take a long time.
One of them would say something, and then it would just be silence. And then the next person would talk, and then silence.
Yeah.
And then the next person, and silence. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Snappy. This is the 1920s. You don't have to talk slow.
Yeah. A lot of stuff kind of took a little too long. But,
There were a lot of scenes that I was like, why is this in here? Didn't you just do this?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like the whole chasing the little hedgehog guy, whatever he is, porcupine.
He's a niffler.
Yeah. I mean, doing that once, all right. But it happened like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And he sucks at catching these things. Like, how did he ever catch all these animals? He's terrible at it.
Yeah.
But, hey, he's good at, calling the animals.
I guess.
Mating calls or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so you'll have questions. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability.
I will. So we'll start off with the first questions.
Yes.
Pretty much the beginning of the movie. Mm-hmm. Why doesn't he always have his suitcase on Muggle version unless he needs to use it to catch an animal?
I do not know.
Because
that seems
it
like
would have saved a whole
yeah.
lot of problem with that guy opening at his apartment.
Yeah. Because he would have opened it and it would have been Muggle stuff and he would have gone, oh, well, this isn't my stuff.
This isn't mine. I better return it. Doop,
yeah.
doop, 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 doop.
Exactly. But then we wouldn't have a movie.
It's true. Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like he should do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
if he has a Muggle mode for it, just keep it on that.
Just keep it on Muggle mode unless you need to use it. Yeah. It's maybe like having a safety on a gun. You got to put that safety on unless you want to use it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they still could have made it out. I don't know. Because I don't know what the Muggle mode, I don't know what
yeah,
I'm like, I don't know what we're calling it. Yeah. The Muggle mode of it, maybe because, the guy opens it at the port and it's just like clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
So is that just when he hits that button, something is just like layered over it that only Muggles can see?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like there's a false top and it just falls down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could be.
Because it might not be anything. It might be something that they can easily escape from anyway.
Could be.
If it's open.
Could be.
Which would be like, okay, well then why the first place? The suitcase is the problem.
Yeah, suitcase creates a lot of problems. I think maybe one or two of mine are about the suitcase. All right, so he's getting on this ship for what?
At first it starts off, it's got a bunch of newspapers.
Okay.
It's a bunch of newspapers, and it's talking about Grindelwald. Although, and it said Grindelwald. They don't pronounce it Grindelwald until the second movie, because I guess they decided that they just needed to change the way it's pronounced. Just like, oh my gosh.
They called him Voldemort forever.
No, they called him Voldemort forever, and it's supposed to be pronounced Voldemort, even though she was on set and could have said, hey, it's supposed to be pronounced Voldemort.
Oh. Well, she doesn't like to create controversy.
I'm trying to not even say her name, okay? I'm trying to like not have her, even though she like wrote the movie.
Yeah.
She wrote the screenplay or whatever. I'm trying not to.
At the end of this, I'll have something to say, but.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so yeah. Okay. Well, let me just say something.
Okay.
She wrote this one, and I think she wrote the second one, and I think that's why there are problems with it.
Okay.
As opposed to the other movies. Because some of the other movies, yes. Okay. Because some of the other Harry Potter movies aren't that great. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't think she's a good screenwriter.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know.
Could be.
Maybe I'm just being too harsh.
No, probably not harsh enough.
So anyway, it's showing pictures of Grindelwald, and he's like, he's doing bad things, killing people and stuff, and it shows it. It just kind of shows the back of his head. I don't think it shows his front, but he's got blonde hair and it's like shaved.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that's the bad guy.
That's him.
So, and it's like, where is Grindelwald? It's like, nobody knows where he is. He's gone somewhere. After causing a bunch of destruction. And then, of course, you find out that there's a lot of anti-witch sentiment in New York.
Yeah.
And then there are some other stuff.
Mainly just seems to be like one group and a senator's son.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot, apparently.
It's like, wow, that's so many people.
Yeah.
No, not really, but okay. And also, there's some stuff about Quidditch, and I'm like, why are you showing Quidditch stuff?
There was Quidditch stuff? Oh,
yeah, nobody cares.
It was the paper?
Yeah, in the paper.
Oh, I missed it.
And it was like, and here's an advertisement for gigglewater, because that's going to show up later in the movie.
You're going to see gigglewater.
Okay.
Spoilers.
It's like, you didn't have to show me that. I could have figured out what gigglewater was.
It's like a nothing point in the movie.
Yeah.
It's like fun, but no need to call attention to it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But you find out that it's 1926.
Yeah.
So, and that all this is happening. And then I feel like before it shows Newt, does it show the building that's been like blown up or whatever?
I don't remember.
I can't remember if it was before or after he shows up at first, but there's like this building that's crumbled basically, and they're like, oh, it was a gas leak, but it wasn't a gas leak. And somebody's like, no, it was a dark wind with eyes. That may have been after he showed up, though.
I thought the gas leak was whenever the apartment
There are two of them.
Okay.
Because they're like, it's another gas leak.
Okay.
It's like, okay, somebody needs to be working on this gas, because if there are that many gas leaks, just like exploding buildings everywhere.
In the 20s, probably.
True.
Like, probably didn't care that much.
So I think that may have been after it showed him initially. But, yeah, so there's something going on. There's something... It was like destroyed a building and don't know what it is. Yeah. So there we go. That's kind of the bad thing that we're trying to figure out.
Is that the one? Is that the part where like he splits the street in half and basically he's underground and then he ends up in the building?
It's possible.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. It's about the same time as they're at the bank, so.
Okay.
But, like, I thought that was written off real fast. Like, all this happens and, like, you know, the street's just split in half.
No, okay.
That's New York.
That's New York for you. Okay, I guess that just happened. Yeah, so anyway, back to Newt. So Newt arrives. What were you were going to ask something?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask why he was in New York.
Oh, no, he was in New York to find that monster, I'm guessing, or beast, whatever, right? And, oh, no, he's there to transport a beast to Arizona.
He's there for two reasons, kind of, because the first reason is to transport the Thunderbird to Arizona, to its natural habitat, because he caught it somewhere and he's taking it home.
Yeah.
And the second...
Probably surprise, right, Arizonians? They get it.
So, the second is that he's meeting with somebody in New York. That's why he came in through New York, I guess, because somebody there is supposed to be selling something to him.
Right.
Because he only briefly mentions it, I think, when he's... I can't remember who he's talking to. It may be when they're in the bar, in the speakeasy. I'm not sure, but he's supposed to be meeting up with somebody.
Right.
I can't remember what he was even there for, what exactly the thing was, but some kind of magical beast thing.
This movie kind of suffers from lack of detail. Like, they don't explain very much and then explain too much of other things.
Yeah.
So, like, it's interesting. Like, they missed out on the important explanations, and they're like, but we want to build this lore that connects to Harry Potter, kind of. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but it just, it was weird.
Anyway, so Newt's there. He's in New York.
Yes.
I don't know why he goes to the bank. I think maybe he was just passing by and saw the big crowd and was like, hey, what's this big crowd doing? Yeah,
pretty much. I think so.
And that's where the anti-wizard movement, New Salem is what they're called, I think. Second Salem, sorry.
The first one worked out so well.
Yeah.
That you need a second one.
Well, that was the witch hunt, so they're witch hunts.
Yeah. I wonder when we learned just how stupid those witch hunts were back then, if they didn't know in the 20s. Because you don't want to rebrand after something that was just a real horrible thing.
Yeah, but that's... Okay.
Oh, in this lore, is the witch hunt there were real witches they killed?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, or there were real witches, but when, like, in the world of Harry Potter, there were real, were real witches back then, and when there were all of these witch hunts and stuff, when they would try to kill they might try to, like, burn them at the stake or whatever, but they would put some kind of thing on the flames, some kind of enchantment on the flames where it was just, like, tickling their feet, but they had to pretend to, that it was hurting them and stuff.
Gotcha.
So... Yeah. Gotcha. So it was a real thing, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of the people that they killed were not actually witches, like in real life.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Okay.
It doesn't go too much into it. And a lot of the stuff that she goes into, it's like, okay, that doesn't really make sense. Because, okay, yeah, sure, they were burning them. Oh, no, and it's tickling my feet. Yeah. But then where's this crispy body that they're burning? That they obviously burned.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, boy.
Yeah, he goes into the bank because his little shrew guy got out of his suitcase. And that dude loves to thieve.
Yes, so Nifflers are mentioned in the Harry Potter books where, because at one point, Hagrid gives them, like... In one of their lessons, they have a Niffler that they get to study. Each one of them gets a Niffler, and they have like a big pile of dirt or something, and they set them loose, and they come out with like, I think it's actually leprechaun gold that they come out with, but which disappears after a while. Mm-hmm. But so they do study them, so they are talked about, but now this is the first time we actually see them.
Okay.
But yes, he's a Niffler. I think he's very cute. He's like a little platypus kind of thing.
Yeah.
And tiny.
Yeah, a little mole.
And I guess has a little pouch that he can just stuff everything in. Yeah. And it's like, he can stuff all kinds of crap in there. Because, I mean, at one point, he has like gold bars and he's just like sticking them in there.
It's got to be uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. He's got a void in himself.
Yeah, so while Newt is standing there, Second Salem lady... Mary Lou Barebones is talking, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares what she's saying. Mm-hmm. And there are three main characters there. Well, technically four, because Credence is there too, but you don't really notice him.
Yeah.
Of course, there's Newt.
Mm-hmm.
Tina is there eating a hot dog.
Yep, she's there.
Because she's I guess, kind of investigating the Second Salem people, but not officially.
Right.
And then also Jacob is there, and he's going into the bank to try to get a loan.
Yeah, he wants to be a baker.
He wants to be a baker. He wants to open up his own bakery, and he's got a suitcase full of donuts and pastries and all kinds of stuff like that. And as they're all standing there, this guy starts walking down the steps, and he's flipping a coin, and that's what the Niffler notices. And it's like, I gotta get that coin.
Yeah.
So it somehow scrambles itself out of the suitcase.
Yeah.
That thing can go through like cracks.
Yeah. He's like a cat.
Yeah.
Somehow gets through spots that you're like, that doesn't seem possible.
I would say more like a rat or a mouse.
Yeah.
Mice can do that. But yeah. I don't know how it gets into some of the places it gets into, but there we go. So Newt and Jacob both end up inside the bank. Newt is trying to find the Niffler. It's wandering around. It almost takes like a collar off of a dog because there's something shiny on it. And Jacob is standing there just sitting there waiting for his appointment with the bank manager or whatever to try to get a loan. And they sit next to each other at one point because Newt is like distracted and Jacob's like, what are you here for? I'm here to get a loan for a bakery. And Newt's like, me too. And he's like, oh, well.
What are the chances?
Wow. Well, good luck. And then Newt walks off and he leaves an egg on the bench there.
Thought he laid the egg. I didn't know how that egg got
I don't know how it got out of the suitcase.
Yeah.
Because it was in the suitcase. How did it get out of there? I don't know. Hopped out, I guess. So anyway, he's like, you forgot your egg. Yeah. And he just goes off. So Jacob just takes it with him. I guess he's like, well, maybe I'll see that guy again. I can give it back.
Maybe I'll eat with it.
Who knows? Who knows? So he gets called in to talk to the bank guy about the loan, and he does not get the loan.
Nope, he doesn't have collateral.
No.
Can't put anything up as collateral.
Because he just got back from Europe. He was over there for the war, and I guess he stayed for something.
Yeah.
Doesn't really go too much into it.
No.
So he is bummed out about it. He starts walking out, and the egg starts to hatch. And he sees Newt, and he's like, "Hey, your egg is hatching." Yeah. And he's like across the room.
And the Niffler's gone down the elevator. Is it Niffler? Niffler.
Yeah. So yeah,
goes down the elevator.
So it goes down the elevator, and he's like, "Okay, I've got to go after this Niffler." But then Jacob's over there saying, "Hey, your egg's hatching." And he's like, "Oh crap, I gotta get that egg too." So he just like brings him to him. They apparate into the lower parts of the bank, and Jacob's like, or actually onto the staircase, I think. And Jacob's like, "What? I was over there. Now I'm here. What is happening?" So because he's not used to magic, and then they go downstairs and they notice the Niffler is getting into the bank vault.
Yep. Gets in there somehow.
How?
I don't know.
And then Newt has to go in and get him out.
Yeah.
And
he opens the door. That's when the bank manager comes down or whatever he is. Yeah,
because their alarms going off and everything. Yeah. And so he's like trying to empty the Niffler and stuff is just falling out of it. And Jacob's like, I don't know what's happening right now. But we got to get out of here because they're going to think that we're still stuff. The bank manager comes. He's like, "Oh, so you're going to steal the loan, I see." And he's like, "No, that's not what I'm just trying to do." Yeah. And
sounds the alarm.
Yeah, that's
gets
when
paralyzed.
And then they finally get out of there. They just apparate out.
Yeah, as one does.
And Tina, of course, sees most of this stuff that's happening. Yeah. And she's like, what is this guy doing? Yeah. He's just going to ruin everything. So before she can get to him or get to them, Newt and Jacob are talking to each other. And Jacob is like, I don't know what's going on, but this is weird and I'm getting out of here. And before Newt can obliviate him so that he won't remember anything, he hits him with a suitcase and runs off.
Takes off. He's out of there.
Yeah, so he's gone.
Yep.
So that's when Tina arrives and she's like, what are you doing? Who are you? Why are you here? What are you doing? Did you obliviate that guy? And he's like, no, didn't get around to it. Not. So she's like, oh my god, I'm going to have to take you in. Because she works for MACUSA, which is like the magical Congress of the United States of America or whatever.
So it's like the Ministry of Magic pretty much for the U.S.?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
And instead of having a magical prime minister, they have
president.
Instead of the Minister of Magic, they have a magical, like a president.
Yeah.
And her name is Pickery, I think is her name.
I hope that all we see of her is she's wearing that headdress and she just has that one white hair.
Yeah.
I hope that her hair is just that one strand, just like going down and curling. And that's why she wears her headdress all the time.
That would be interesting.
I would be pretty impressed.
So,
they're going to this it's not the first part, but I started to really have an issue with the CGI in this. It's not the best CGI. It's a lot better than like the first Harry Potter's.
Oh yeah.
But like the CGI has no weight. Like it doesn't interact with the world like in a realistic way. Like that Niffler when he jumps into somebody's purse, the purse doesn't even move. Like really nothing happens. And when that guy did the elevator, he's like a little, was he dwarf or something?
Maybe a house elf. Or maybe
Half-half?
a goblin, I'm not sure.
Something. Yeah, maybe, I think it was a goblin, maybe. Anyway, they like pass through him as they're going in there. You can kind of see him like just go right through his ears. Like, come on. And,
I didn't notice.
And there's later parts with all the monsters. Like, he's holding like the snake dragon thing and it goes over his hands and it's just, his hands don't even move in this. I don't know. I had a lot of issues with the beasts in this. They looked imaginative and nice, but there's a lot. I didn't.
Yeah, with interactions, they try, but a lot of times it doesn't work that well. Because I really noticed it when, at the end, when the Thunderbird comes out and he's like butting heads with it and stuff. And I was like, that doesn't look like he's actually touching it.
The one I think did work was the little monkey sloth thing.
I love that thing.
I think that thing worked pretty well.
The demiguise.
It seemed like it interacted better with the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It kind of makes me wonder if for the demiguise, because it is so close to like a monkey, if they just had something there and then like
maybe
animated over it or something.
Just had Andy Serkis running around jumping on people.
Oh my gosh. He can do anything.
He can. Or Sean Gunn, whatever his name is.
Oh goodness. Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah.
So we also find out that non-magical people in the U.S. are called no-mages instead of muggles.
Yeah. I don't know which one's worse.
Yeah, they're both pretty bad. In the second movie, I will tell you that a lot of it takes place in Paris, and they're called no-magique. And I'm like,
I mean, that's really on the nose.
Okay. Couldn't be more creative about that. All right.
So they're worried about starting a war with the muggles?
Yes. Or not really a war, but they're worried about being discovered by them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they do say they don't want to start a war a lot of the time. I'm guessing with the muggles. I don't know. Yeah. They seem to not really care in the Harry Potter movies as much. They kind of seem cocky about it in the Harry Potter movies.
Well, in the Harry Potter movies by that time, because there's this statute, I can't remember what it's called, but there's this statute that's in place at the time of this movie where, they're not supposed to really even interact with muggles. They're not supposed to marry them. They're not supposed to date them, anything like that. They're not supposed to let them know that the wizard world exists. But
it's like muggle prohibition.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But then time for that. But then in the 60s or 70s, that was repealed. And so Harry Potter takes place after that. So it's a little different. There's
more interactive with the muggles.
Yeah, plus I think in England I think that's only in the US. So I think in England they had some kind of statute like that and they got rid of it a lot sooner, which is why you have more people who have muggle, like one muggle parent and one not and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and they do obliviate people a lot still.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, okay, you didn't have to do that. But,
yeah. Whatever.
But then some people, they don't, because, they can't just obliviate the families of the kids who are going to Hogwarts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, they do let some people, the statute of secrecy is not quite as big of a deal there, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
Did we find out what the magic school in America is called?
Yes, it's called Ilvermorny.
Ilvermorny, okay.
Yeah, because when they're in the suitcase, all of them are in the suitcase. They're talking about, going to school, because Jacob is like, oh, is there a magical school in America? And she's like, yeah, there's Ilvermorny. So that's where they went to school.
Where's that located?
Is in Massachusetts.
Oh, of course.
Of course it is. Well, I mean...
Magic.
Well, I mean, because that's where, a lot of, first colony and... Or not, it wasn't the first colony, but, like, a lot of the first, like, the Pilgrims and stuff.
You think Tom Brady went there?
And do you think Tom Brady is magical?
Sometimes.
His face is magical. No, I'm kidding.
How dare you talk that way about my greatest enemy?
No, I don't really care about Tom Brady.
I care too much. I have another question that came about from this place.
Which place?
The Ministry of Magic US version. So they meet the president and Graves is there. That's where we first see Graves, right?
Yes.
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, were you expecting Colin Farrell in this movie?
Yes, I know. I know a lot about this movie before I went in.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, I knew Colin
Farrell
Farrell was in there. So yeah, he kind of overhears them when they're trying to explain the president. The president writes them off because she's not an aura anymore. Is that what they're called?
An aura. Yeah.
And so she needs to get out. She doesn't even want to listen to it, which, come on.
If they had just listened to her in the first place, a lot of this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. As, a lot of things apparently they could have done. So they go to
That's the government for you.
This is what we really wanted to talk about. We wanted to get into politics real hard. No, but they go into her cubicle area. It's not a cubicle, but just a line of desks.
Yeah.
And there's papers that come down that paper mice bring them down. Why do the mice fight? What are they? And they just rip each other to shreds. Why would that be a thing that paper mice do?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Are those real beasts or are those magical spells?
No, those are magical. It's kind of like how in the Ministry of Magic they have paper airplanes instead of mice.
Okay.
And they just float around in the elevators and they go off.
I bet they don't dive bomb each other.
No, not as far as I know.
Who made this spell? I don't know. Maybe they got bored and just wanted to see some mice
Probably.
fight.
I mean, wouldn't you?
No, that's horrible. I don't want to see animals fight each other.
They're not real animals, though. They're just... Are
they not?
They're just enchanted pieces of paper.
But what is...
It's like enchanted origami.
Do they think, therefore they are? That's what we really wanted to get into. Philosophy of life.
Okay.
Yeah. So he comes and talks to him to find out what they're up to, I guess, or get a little more information, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, was this before or after she opened the president was still there when she opened the case, wasn't he? Wasn't she?
Yeah, they took it aside and he kind of followed them and then they opened it up and it had...
The donuts in it.
Pastries, yeah. So oh no.
It's like, this is not my suitcase. And she's like, oh, I'm pretty sure there's something wrong here because this is not what was in here before. And she keeps saying, there's a creature in here, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, there are a lot of creatures in there.
Yeah.
And they're not really that dangerous.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. I mean, there's one in there that's real dangerous.
Yeah. There are a few that cause a lot of damage.
Yeah, they can cause some damage, but...
Yeah. And do.
Yeah.
So, cut to.
Okay.
Guy at his apartment. What's his name? Can't remember.
His name is Jacob Kowalski.
Jacob Marley Kowalski. Mm-hmm. He is opening up... No, he doesn't even open it up. He puts his suitcase on his bed... Apologizes to his grandmother.
Oh, yeah, because he didn't get the loan.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, there's a picture of his grandmother. It's not his actual grandmother.
Yeah.
So yeah, because he didn't get the loan, and he's like, I'm sorry, I failed you, grandmother.
Yeah.
And...
Good on mama.
I guess
I loved her face, honestly. I don't know who they picked to do this, but she was like... It just has such a doofy face.
It was cute,
It was real funny.
So I guess it just starts moving or something. He's like, what is going on? That's... I'm not supposed to do that. And then he opens it.
It unlatches itself.
Okay, yeah, because it unlatches itself a few times.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, I should probably get that fixed. Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, it opens up and things start escaping from it.
Yep. He gets attacked by that porcupine-looking thing. I don't remember what it's called. It's that weird pink thing. Pink and kind of whitish. It's gross. It bites him, gives him the sweats.
See, I don't remember what bites him. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Is that porcupine looking thing?
I wasn't watching at that point, honestly. To be quite honest with you, I just was not paying attention at that point.
A little hummingbird also escapes, which I don't think they ever caught. It was just everywhere.
Oh, I thought that was the thing that the swooping evil thing. What was that?
I thought it was kind of like a spider. I don't know, but he had like a bunch of those in that suitcase. So, I think that one he had was just one that he had in the suitcase. I could be wrong, but because I think that thing just flew around all the time. The monkey thing also escaped.
Yes, the monkey thing escaped.
And he's like a chameleon monkey. He can blend into things.
He's a demiguise.
Yeah.
So in the Harry Potter movies, Harry has his invisibility cloak. And people are like, wow, that's like a really good invisibility cloak. I mean, because a lot of times after a while, they'll start to break down and you can start seeing through them and everything. Mm-hmm. Or seeing through them. They start not working as well. And it's because those are made out of demiguise skin.
Okay, that's messed up.
Or hair or something.
Okay.
But because, it can disappear. And so they use whatever that is to make those. But that's not what Harry's is made of anyway. So
no.
Because Harry's a special, because he's a special boy.
He's the chosen one. He gets special. It's made from tears.
Okay, the fly thing that you saw is called a billywig.
Okay. Yeah,
I thought that was what stung him, but I don't know.
No. Well, I don't think so. Because it had a big bite on his neck. Murtlap. That's what attacked him.
Okay. See, I don't even remember seeing that because I was not paying attention.
Well, I mean, he wasn't around much. He just attacked him, and then once they got to the apartment, they just picked it up and put it back in the suitcase.
Okay. Yeah, there's something called Murtlap sap, I think.
Yeah, they're gross.
I don't know. It's nasty.
So they think it made him sick. They were saying it was going to make him pretty much fart flames, and he would get the sweats, and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, he was sweating a lot.
Yeah, he was sweating a lot.
We didn't get the joy of seeing him fart flames, but, maybe in the third movie. Fingers crossed. So basically those monsters just tear up his apartment, bust open the wall, and just go crazy. A couple of things escaped that we don't see. And, yeah, I can't remember. Did they hear about it? Oh, because they're going to... They're walking around trying to find the place. So they do see that little moth hummingbird looking thing.
He sees it.
Yeah, he sees it. So he's like, yeah. So he's like, oh, it might be close. And then they come upon the crowd of people talking about the gas leak again.
Yeah, because they're like, it must have been another... Well, I heard it was another gas leak.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. And then that woman's like, I'm thinking of moving because this is too much. It's like, girl, same.
And it has ripped that building like straight up to the roof. And he's still in there, like laying down on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, where did all the roof go? Like, it didn't fall on him, apparently. It just went somewhere else.
Well, the roof probably, I imagine, because the Occamy gets out.
Which one's the Occamy? The big rhino thing?
No, the Occamy is, well, actually could have been a rumpet. That is the big rhino thing. The Occamy is the big bird snake thing.
Okay.
That can grow to, like, bigger sizes if it's in a bigger place.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It might have grown a little bit and gone out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no clue. There's no telling.
But yeah, they go and help him up, get rid of the Murtlap, put it in the suitcase, and then they're off.
Gotta go find all those other creatures.
Yeah, gotta go Pokemon it for a bit.
But first, they have to find a safe place for Jacob. That's actually what they're doing. They're looking for a safe place for Jacob so that they can heal him or whatever, or wait for him to naturally heal himself. I don't know. So they decide, well, we'll go to my place, Tina's place. So that's where they're heading. Yeah.
I guess around this time is whenever we see he's not a senator. Who is John Voight?
John Voight is...
Who is John Voight?
John Voight. John Voight, their last name is Shaw. That's what I know. He is like a newspaper publisher.
Okay.
So he's like when he meets with the second Salem people, that's where he is. He's in like his office at his newspaper.
Which, by the way, couldn't be less excited to see John Voight.
Oh, no.
John Voight is the worst.
Don't care. Don't care about him. I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot he's in this. Whatever. So, yeah, he's doing his publishing thing. He has one son who is running for senator, I guess.
Yeah.
Or mayor.
Like Langston Henry's running for senator.
Okay.
And Langston is his conspiracy guy about witches.
Yes. I'm glad you remembered their names because I do not.
Because I was looking up the actor who played Langston and I could not. I was like, I've seen him somewhere.
He does look familiar.
But I looked through his whole IMDb and I'm like, I haven't seen any of this. I mean, I saw he was in Moon Boy, which I saw, which maybe it was Moon Boy, but I mean, I don't feel like I remember it that well to where I would remember him, but I don't know.
I didn't even look him up.
So
I don't know. Maybe I've seen him in something. I don't know.
But yeah, he's heard from that New Salem group and he's like, these people are cool. They know what they're doing. Dad,
they know what's going on.
Dad, listen to them because there's witches about. Meet this really interesting guy named Credence. He's going to be the Flash with a bad haircut.
He has the worst haircut.
It is bad.
I feel so bad for him in this movie because I'm like, oh my gosh, this child has the worst bowl cut I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. Yeah. But then when you find out the actor's not the best person in the world, you're like, I'm glad you had that haircut.
Oh boy.
What a troubling casting in this.
Yeah.
He's not the worst, but he's had his issues. Haven't we all?
Oh boy. So, Mary Lou Barebones, of course, is the person in charge of the Second Salem people. Okay. Credence is like her adopted kid because she just adopts a bunch of kids.
Okay. I thought
she's
she was
them.
his sister.
No, they're not related.
Because at some point he said he had another sister. Yeah,
because she's adopted like all these kids, and he's the little girl.
Is the blonde girl his actual sister? Or no,
no. She just goes to all of these like orphanages and takes kids for her cause, pretty much. So, because at one point, he says something to her and she's like, I'm not your mother.
Yeah. I don't feel like we got enough on her and really on the whole group. To where I felt.
Why is she going after witches in the first place?
Yeah, why is she so mean? Why are they... Yeah, why do they hate witches?
It's like, was her family killed by witches?
Yeah. I don't know. We barely get any, like, the whole thing with... Is her name Tara? The main woman? Tina. She, like, interferes with the mom because the mom was beating Ezra Miller forever, and she interfered with that. And that's, like, all the backstory we really get on that, to where it's like, but what happened?
Yeah, exactly. There's so much stuff that it's like, but I wanted to know more about why this is happening.
All the characters are kind of shallow.
Yeah.
Except for, like, Newt.
Yeah.
So, at least they got Newt. So where do you think we were at?
So you were talking about John Voight's character, and I think we were done with that part. Oh,
pretty much.
And then like the guy who's running for senator, as they were leaving, Henry. he gave Credence the flyer that fell on the floor or whatever, and was like, "You're a freak." Yeah. It's like, okay, go back to your freak people.
Go away, freak.
You dang freak. It's like, okay.
No one calls me a chicken. Yeah, that's pretty much all on them, I guess.
Yeah. So at that point, I was like, oh, okay, now I know why something that happens later happens.
Yeah. We know Henry's a bad guy. This is all we needed. We just needed him to say he's a freak.
Just call some people freaks.
We don't want any more backstory on that.
Don't need anything else. I was like, I do not even know what he's running for.
Yeah. Why does he hate this kid?
I don't know.
He came into the room, literally called the kid a freak, and that was it. And they're like, oh, it's really important when he dies later. Like, well, I don't care. I don't know this guy.
Gosh. Oh, boy. So then we jump back to Tina and Newt and Jacob.
Mm-hmm. And we meet her sister Queenie.
Yes, we meet Queenie.
Yeah. Queenie was fun. I like Queenie.
I immediately loved Queenie.
She's fun. Yeah, she works really well in the 20s. She looks like she comes out of Great Gatsby.
Yeah, she's so cute. She's always like smiling and stuff. I just love her. So
she can read minds.
She can read minds.
Which is dangerous and scary.
So they go in, and she immediately starts reading Jacob's mind and everything. She's like, oh, okay. Because when they come in, she's like in her negligee or whatever. Yeah. It's like, put some clothes on, Queenie. Yeah. And so she starts putting clothes on, and Jacob's just like staring at her.
But that thing would bug me too. That was another like CGI thing where it just like didn't look right. It just looked off. It did look kind of weird. But I liked his reaction.
Yeah, so he's just like, because he's still kind of like out of it from the bite and everything. And he's just like,
that dude has never seen a woman in his life, apparently. The war did things. Oh, boy. He was off in the trenches too much.
So she comes, and she keeps calling him honey too. Yeah. Which is really cute. Yeah, you find out that she can read minds, and she's not very good at reading minds of British people because of the accent, which is like, okay.
That's kind of silly thing, but I kind of like it.
It's like, okay, but in the second movie when you start reading the minds of French people, that's not a problem. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't know that happened. Now it kind of really goes up.
Yeah, we'll get to it in like a couple of weeks. So yeah, they
have a nice dinner.
They stay for dinner. She makes a strudel, which was really fun to watch.
It looked very good too.
Yeah, so I was like, I'd eat that strudel. Yeah. Jacob's like, some of that strudel? Yes, please. Yeah. I love strudel. So they stay in like their, I don't know where they're staying. I guess it's a guest room, but it's like, how did they even have
small beds?
How did they have a guest room?
Yeah, they're like friends where they have a huge apartment in New York. And it's like, okay.
And where they live, it's like the lady who owns the building doesn't want men in the building. So they kind of have to like sneak them in. That. Yeah. So they're in bed. Newt's just kind of like laying there like he's asleep just already.
Weird.
And Jacob's reading a book.
Yeah. I can't remember what the book was.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Somebody and her cat. Yeah. Gustavo.
So Tina comes in. She's brought him cocoa. Mm-hmm. And so she sets the cups down and everything and walks out.
Which, Newt became a villain when he didn't even try that cocoa.
Did not drink that cocoa.
They worked so hard on it. I mean, not really. The spoon stirred it itself. They didn't even really have to do anything. But still, you drink cocoa. When you're given cocoa,
when you're given cocoa, you drink it.
You monster.
How dare you. But of course, Jacob drinks it because Jacob is a good boy.
He's a good boy who loves people. He's the hero of the movie.
There we go. I do really like Jacob.
Yeah, it was fun.
I like Jacob and I like Queenie. I like Newt too, but Yeah. But with that hot cocoa thing.
Oh, he's on thin ice.
Thin ice, buddy. And I do like Tina too, so I like all four of them.
Yeah, they're a good little group. So
she walks out, and then Newt's like, all right, I'm going into my suitcase. So he opens it, just starts walking down into it, and Jacob's like, what just happened? He's like, I didn't know you could do that. Yeah. So he like beckons him to go into the suitcase. Yeah. So he goes in there with him.
Kind of. He's too fat to get a suitcase.
It's like, really? You're going to do a fat joke right now? It's like, come on.
I mean, how many people can get in a suitcase? Right. To be fair.
But he does eventually make it in there. And he gets to see all of the creatures that are in there with him.
Yeah. A lot of weird little creatures. He does the little yo-yo of the venom evil thing.
Yeah, the swooping evil.
Yeah. And it freaks him out. He does it just to freak him out.
He does. And I was like, wow, what a jerk.
After that hot chocolate thing, you're really pushing it, brother.
Right?
You need to chill. Get to see that Thunderbird thing with excessive amounts of wings.
Yeah, and I do like that each creature has its own little habitat inside of the suitcase. I think that's pretty cool.
Is the suitcase infinite?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't really know.
He makes it's like sheets pretty much hung up with displays on them and stuff of the thing. And I thought that was an interesting way to do it. I like it. He kind of just quartered off little rooms for each of them. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's the place with the Thunderbird that looks like Arizona. It's got like the formations and everything, rock formations in the desert.
Deserty. Yeah.
There's like a tree that's just full of bowtruckles.
What are bowtruckles? Those little weird things he fed?
Bowtruckles, the little thing picket that he has in his pocket, that's a bowtruckle.
Stick bug things.
Yeah, he's a little stick thing.
Yeah.
So They have those. They're really good at picking locks.
Mm-hmm. And he's got one on him that doesn't want to leave him because the other ones bully him.
Yeah.
And he wants to be with Daddy.
Yeah, his name is Pickett.
Yeah.
He's cute. There's a big nest full of Akami eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And
which are the snake bird things you see later.
The snake bird things.
They can grow to whatever size the place they're in, but they don't grow to the whole suitcase. They're happy in the little thing.
I guess so.
Okay.
I don't know. You're asking too many questions that I don't know the answer.
They should have at least put a little cover over it.
Yeah.
Give us something it's a closed thing, so they don't grow bigger than.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
Even though they could get out, I can accept that better more.
Yeah. I can't remember what all things are in there, and there's a whole list of them, and I'm like...
And then there's the demon thing, Obscurus, or whatever it is.
Yes. Which is over in the, there's it's a snowy area.
Right.
And it's just this big ball of blackness.
Mm-hmm. But it's not dangerous because it's not with its host anymore?
Supposedly, yes.
Apparently? Okay.
So it's like a parasite kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It manifests when a child represses their magical ability.
Right.
And it can cause a lot of damage.
Right.
Once it can kill people.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff. Bad stuff. Bad stuff can happen. And
very destructive.
And, yes. And usually it's the host is a young kid. Usually they don't live past the age of 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm. Would their most powerful form be if they joined with Beetlejuice, the host with the most?
Maybe. There is a theory. Most people say that this is definitely what happened. We haven't gotten this far into the movies part, but we've read the books.
Uh-huh.
So, Albus Dumbledore and has a brother and had a sister who died.
Right.
And she was when she was really little, she did magic in front of muggles.
Right.
And they bullied her.
And
so she repressed her magic.
Right.
And their dad found out, Mr. Dumbledore.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Dumbledore's my father.
Exactly. He found out about it and he tortured the kids.
Right.
And that he got sent to Azkaban because of it. And he died there.
Good.
Then the mother, of course, had to take care of her. So something happened. Don't know what, but the mother somehow got killed.
Yeah.
And Ariana Dumbledore was the only other person in the house.
Yeah.
So it's believed that she was probably an Obscurial. Yeah. And the Obscurious got out somehow.
Seems reasonable.
And killed the mother.
Yeah.
And that's when Dumbledore basically was like, oh, I have to stay home and look after my little sister now.
Yeah.
And then she ends up dying because Dumbledore and Grindelwald and Dumbledore's younger brother Aberforth were all fighting. And somebody did some kind of spell and she somehow died.
Yeah.
And none of them know which one of them did it.
Okay.
Probably Grindelwald.
Let's see. 2 not bad people. 1 bad guy. Who killed her?
Who could have done it? And he left and he wasn't seen again in that part of the country for years, I mean, for
it just doesn't add up. We don't have enough to go on here.
Not enough, exactly. So yeah, there's a theory that she had an Obscurus.
Right.
Because, she kept her magic contained and
yes.
It would just kind of explode out of her at times. So don't
that's
know.
What's in the suitcase.
Don't know if that's actually what happened.
Yes.
But that is, that's what a lot of people think, especially after this movie came out. People were like, oh.
Okay. Yeah.
They just didn't have a name.
Right. So they're all still exploring around and they say, oh, we've lost another animal. It's the one on the Great Plains. We gotta go get it. Will you take me to a Great Plains place? Oh, Central Park.
Well, they don't...
Or that's
yeah,
Plains.
They're on their way to... I guess they're on their way to Central Park. But before they get there, that's when they find the
Oh, the lion.
Niffler. The Niffler.
The Niffler. Oh, yeah. I forgot the Niffler.
The Niffler is robbing a jewelry store.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Of course.
Because there's shiny stuff.
Yeah.
So they have to get it. They finally get it.
Wait, how did he lose the Niffler again?
I don't know. He loses that thing all the time.
Yeah.
Because did he ever get it? But yeah, he did get it.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it got out of the suitcase when the others did.
That could be.
Because that was after the bank.
That's true.
So that's probably what happened.
Probably so.
I feel like I saw it go, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have to get the Niffler out of the jewelry store.
Yeah. Destroy everything in doing so.
Yes, there are like windows break in and everything. They finally get it, and of course the police show up. They've got like jewelry all over on them. Jewelry. And Jacob's like, he went that way.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Not bad.
Oh, jeez. So, but before they can get arrested, the lion shows up.
There's a lion.
There's a lion just walking through the
I thought it was going to be a beast, and it was like, nope, just a lion.
That's just a regular lion.
I was like, oh, okay.
It broke out of the Central Park Zoo.
Yes.
So
they got to go to that zoo.
So they're like, well, that's obviously where it is. We got to go to the zoo.
Past an ostrich on the way.
So they go to the zoo.
Big hole in the side of it at the gates.
Yeah, and Newt gives Jacob a helmet to wear, just in case, and also gives him...
It's like catcher's mitt armor kind of thing.
Yeah, and also gives him like pheromones for...
Yeah. Well, he rubs pheromones on his wrist to attract it.
Okay,
and then he gives it to him open.
Was it open?
Yes, because he gets startled and drops it on himself.
Okay.
Because he's... Why did you give him the pheromones in the first place?
Just put it back in the suitcase.
Newt doesn't think things through.
No. So anyway, Jacob's over somewhere, and Newt starts doing his mating dance.
Yeah. He's really into it. Yeah. I respect that. Really goes all in.
He goes all in, exactly.
And it's working, man. She's digging it. She wants some of that booty.
Exactly. And then he's like, get in the suitcase. And she starts going toward the suitcase. And that's when a seal...
Yeah, just shows up, scares him.
Throws something or...
Either throws something or
I feel like he
just
gets hit with something.
Yeah. And that's what makes him jostle the hormones and throws it all over himself.
And so the Urumpet's like, oh, no, now I want that.
Yeah, look at that new meat.
So fickle. So goes after Jacob, and he's, running away. Mm-hmm. There's a frozen lake. Yeah. And so he's, right in the middle of it, and it's coming for him, and then Newt manages to get it into the suitcase. Yeah. And sucks it in. Yeah. So there we go. He's safe. They're good.
They're good. I guess then we go to the, political party for Henry Shaw.
For Henry Shaw. And he's up there. He's making his speech.
Gets 2 words into it.
Yeah, he doesn't get very far into it. And then suddenly they start hearing something. And it's like, well, that's weird. That's kind of loud. And then here comes the Obscurus. Yeah. And it flings him up into the air and throws him back down. He's dead. Yeah,
he's dead. And
he's big time dead.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know this person. I don't know who would kill him or why. Yeah. And I don't care.
And John Voight's like, my son!
My son.
And it was like, okay.
Yeah. Okay, John Voight.
I don't care.
See ya. Don't really know much about you either.
So he's mad because something killed his son.
Yeah.
And then Tina gets the suitcase. But Jacob and Newt are inside of it.
Right. So, she goes into the bedroom, finds they're not there. She's like, oh, darn it. And goes to find them.
And Queenie's also like, oh.
Darn it.
Darn it. I like that Jacob boy.
Yeah. So, I guess she finds them doing all their stuff with the rhino and whatnot.
Yeah, and she sees them go into the suitcase, I guess, after all that happens.
She sits on it and locks it.
Mm-hmm. And she takes it to Makusa.
Yes.
And she's like, all right, I'm going to go show this to people. And so she goes
again.
So she goes into the room and she's like, I have the suitcase, the real one that has the monster in it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And it's this huge gathering, and she's interrupted some big thing because they're talking about the death, the Shaw's death. Yeah. And so she's like, sorry. Sorry about the interruption. And they're like, no, show us what you got. And so opens it up. Here comes Newt strolling out, and he's like, wait, what's going on?
Hi.
Hi there.
Yeah. Aren't there some British people or something there too?
Yeah, there are a lot of different people.
Okay. Because they know Newt. They're like, it's Newt.
Because they're like, it's that Scamander boy, the one that was in the war. And it's like, no, his brother.
Yeah.
So you know that Newt has a brother that was in the war.
Outshone by his brother.
Yeah. So they ask him what if there are any dangerous creatures or whatever in his suitcase.
Yeah.
And
Graves takes it. They tell Graves to take it.
Yeah.
And then
he's like, there's nothing that would do that.
Yeah.
Whatever, because they show the picture of the dead body, and he's like, no, that's not
an animal.
That wasn't an animal that did that.
Even though it was a beast. Because it's in his suitcase.
Technically, yes.
So he's lying.
But
he lied a lot in this scene. There's nothing dangerous in the suitcase except that thing that killed this guy.
Yeah. They're like, well, this is bad, so we're just going to kill you.
Yeah, you're under arrest. You did this, so death penalty. And you, Tina? Mm-hmm. You helped him, so you die too. Mm-hmm. And then another one, Jacob, you get obliviated or whatever.
We're going to obliviate you, and bye.
Which sounds worse, but it's not.
I mean, at least he gets to live.
Yeah.
But first they take him to Graves' office, and they interrogate.
Yeah, I guess.
Interrogate Newt about the animals.
Uh-huh.
And they have the Obscurus there that they've, I guess, taken out of.
I guess he went in there, found it, brought it out.
Okay. It seems kind of dangerous, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
So but you said there was nothing dangerous. What is this?
Yeah.
It's like an Exhibit A.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but it's not dangerous because it's not as dangerous because it doesn't have a host and all this stuff. I got it from some 8-year-old kid from I don't know where.
From the block.
Named Jenny. Of course, they don't believe him.
Yeah.
And Graves keeps asking things about, hey, I know that you were expelled from Hogwarts because something to do with animals. It was dangerous.
I didn't know he was expelled. I didn't hear that part.
But Dumbledore, I can't remember if Dumbledore helped him get back into school or if he just helped him with something else. But anyway, he's like, what? Why would Dumbledore care so much and all this stuff? So there was mention of Dumbledore. Because you got to mention
about him.
You got to mention somebody from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened. What else happened in the interrogation?
I think he just sentenced him to death.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to die now.
They're like, okay, well, bye.
Yeah.
So they take him to this chamber. They take them both in there together.
Yeah.
To this chamber.
And they didn't really explain this part.
No.
So, I didn't know what we needed to be afraid of or how this works.
Yeah. Whatever it is, there's some kind of oily looking substance kind of thing.
It's like the thing Dumbledore has where you take your memory out.
It looks like a pensive, however you say it. But but it's not, because that's not dangerous.
Yeah.
But it's something kind of like that. It's like a poison version of it or something. Yeah. I don't really know. So they take, what they do is they take, they're supposed to just take your good memories, I think.
Yeah.
And put them into it. And so you see your good memories and it's like, oh, I want to be there again. I want to
drown myself, basically.
Exactly. So they put you in a chair, or they put Tina in a chair and it's hovering over. And I don't know why it goes down.
It gets lowered into it.
Yeah.
But then, do they change out chairs each time? Because it looked like whenever the chair got to it, it was bubbling like it was acid.
Yeah.
So they just keep sacrificing chairs for no reason.
Because it definitely looks like some kind of acid, because even a wand falls into it and sizzles away.
I don't know.
So it doesn't really, it doesn't
nothing's
explain it. No. But she sees her memories and she's like, yeah, I want to go there, Yeah. And so they start lowering her into it. Meanwhile, Jacob is being escorted out and he's going to be obliviated.
And Queenie's heard this mentally as well.
Yes. So Queenie is like, I've got to do something. Yeah. So she goes and she finds Jacob and she takes him. She's like, oh, I can take him. I can do this. And he's like, you're not authorized. And she's like, okay, well, what would your wife say about this woman you're thinking about? And she's like, oh, okay. Oh, you can take him. So she takes him out.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're going to obliviate me. And she's like, no, honey, you're one of us now. So she takes him. I forget where she takes him, but she just.
They meet up.
Yeah, they meet up underground.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. So she's just trying to get him away, basically, at first. And then she's going to try to get to them, I guess. Yeah. But they rescue themselves before she can get there.
Right.
Because Pickett, of course, unlocks
picks that lock.
the handcuffs.
And Tina, some of the bad memories got in there too somehow. I don't know. They're not very good at their job, I guess.
Doesn't make sense. So she starts seeing memories of like Credence, saving Credence and everything. And it kind of wakes her up out of it.
Yeah. I love that book, by the way, Saving Credence.
Anyway, so Newt gets out. He like disarms the two people with him and saves Tina with the sweeping evil. Actually, just kind of makes it go around and she like steps on it and gets over.
Yeah, like a manta ray.
Yeah, so she gets out of there. They both get out of there together and run into Queenie and Jacob, and they get out of Makusa. They're basically wanted right now, and they decide to go to a speakeasy because there's somebody there that they need to talk to.
Like, this guy loves creatures. He's gonna know where the thing you need is, or whatever. He's creature crazy.
Exactly, because they still don't have all the creatures yet.
Yeah.
So
then we get the Jawa's Palace dance time.
Jabba's Palace?
Jabba's Palace, yeah. Dance scene where this weird-looking singer...
Yeah, she's like a... I can't remember if she's a goblin.
Elf, goblin, I don't know, but I hated it.
Because there are a bunch of goblins, there are a bunch of house elves in this bar, in this speakeasy.
Yeah, I hated it.
Because the bartender is a house elf.
Yeah.
Because Jacob's like, what the heck? And he's like, what, you never seen an house elf before? So they order some drinks there. That's when Jacob has his giggle water and laughs when he takes the drink.
We forgot to mention that when Queenie and...
Tina?
No.
Jacob,
what they do before they meet up with them is they go to get the suitcase out of Graves's office. Oh, okay. And to do that, she's like doing Aloha Mora, right? Is that what it's called? That's right. And all the spells aren't working. It's like, it's locked. So he just kicks it in. It's a magic locked door that you can just kick in. What is magic? Magic is dumb.
I was not paying attention at that point.
Like, don't worry, I got this. Kick. Like, okay. Well, yes, doors are dumb. I was like, that made me so mad. I just had to mention that. So they have a suitcase.
Okay, that's what it was. All right. Yeah, Jacob has giggle water. Mm-hmm. Makes him giggle, of course.
It does, which I like that. I'll drink giggle water.
So yeah, he takes it. He takes the shot, and then he's like,
nobody else takes shots. She orders 6 shots, and no one else
He's
takes
the only one. He takes like 2 of them.
He's just down in giggle water.
I mean, come on. He's had a hard day.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, yes, he's seen a lot of stuff, man.
He deserves that. Come on.
He needs to take the edge off.
So they talk to the guy there, their informant or whatever, about, they ask him, if he has heard anything about any illegal creatures or whatever. Yeah. And that guy was played by Ron Perlman.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. No.
Yeah. So, but he's a goblin. Yeah. Ron Perlman is a goblin.
You heard it here first. Shots fired at Ron Perlman.
So he's like... well, you gotta give me something for it. And he keeps calling, instead of calling Newt Scamander Mr. Scamander, he keeps calling him Mr. Scamander. Okay. And it bothered me so much because I'm like, no, it's Newt Scamander, not Scamander. It's like, come on. Yeah.
So I feel like that was just Ron Perlman saying it wrong and no one wanted to correct him.
It is possible.
But I was you're going to tell him?
Because I was like, wait, did he just say, that's not how you say it, but okay. Yeah, so he doesn't want to give him the information until he gets something good out of it. So Newt even tries to give him an Ashwinder egg.
What is that? I didn't know what that was.
An Ashwinder is a magical serpent.
Okay.
Which is born from the embers of an unattended magical fire. So we don't actually see Ashwinders, but we do see an egg. Okay. And it looks like it's kind of like glowing inside of the egg. It's like a kind of a see-through shell, and it's glowing inside. It looks like a weird larva kind of thing. It's gross. Right. It's gross. Yeah, so he doesn't care. But then he sees Pickett in Newt's pocket, and he's like, I want that. Uh-huh. Like, is that...
that locks picks.
Yeah, that locks picks. I was trying to think of what it's called.
Yeah, Pitwick? No.
Pickett. But no, I know his name. I was trying to think of what the creature
Fiddlywinks.
Oh, geez. We said it earlier. Now I just cannot think of it.
Fizzlebum.
No. It's not Fizzlebum. No. Where are you coming up with these names?
I'm just trying to think of some beast names.
Good Lord, it's a Bowtruckle.
Oh, Bowtruckle. Of course. Those silly names I said.
One of your names had fart in it.
Okay, well, that one was silly. I'll give you that.
So, yeah, he's like, is that a Bowtruckle? And he's like, you can't have Pickett. And he's like, well, then you can't have the information. Yeah. So it was like, oh, okay. So he starts giving him Pickett. Pickett's like, no, I don't want to go. But
sad.
Yeah, so he's like, all right, here's what I know. It was last seen. If you want to find another animal, you should go to Fifth Avenue. Try to go to Macy's.
Or something.
It may not have been Fifth Avenue, but it was something about Macy's.
Yeah.
So he's like, go check out Macy's. And then they're like, okay, thanks.
This was just an ad for Macy's.
Yes.
They have great deals at Macy's.
Go shop at Macy's. Plus they have Santa Claus.
This is a Christmas movie.
I know, it is a Christmas movie because it was set up for Christmas inside of Macy's.
If they had just been running through the parade. Oh, man, how did they not do that scene, though, honestly? When the things got loose, you interrupt the Macy's parade. Oh, my gosh. Because at that time, they probably didn't have, like, copyrighted characters. They just had, like, weird balloons shaped like a clown or something.
When did the Macy's Day parade start?
I don't know. It's pretty old.
But it was a Thanksgiving parade, and this is probably closer to Christmas.
That's true. Oh, but I still feel like they missed out. It didn't need to be a Christmas.
Could have had it at the beginning of the movie.
Nothing
the very
happened
beginning.
like that was like, oh man, this is Christmas.
That's true. So yeah, he tells them to go to Macy's, and then suddenly somebody's like, Makuza's here, and like all these people start showing up from Makuza, and he's like, you tipped him off, and it's like, yeah, I did. It's like, okay, but all they have to do is apparate out of there.
Yeah.
Sure, whatever.
By the way, the parade started in 1924.
Oh, so it was only the second year. Nice.
Oh, come on,
Or technically
JK.
the third year, I guess.
Yeah.
24, 25, 26.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
They
make their way downtown.
Jacob takes the one of the gigglewaters before they get out of there real quick. He punches
the Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman's character, whose name I can never remember.
Yeah.
And they get Pickett back, I guess, at that point, and grab the suitcase and they get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to Macy's.
Yep.
And go get some new clothes.
Yep. Well, they find...
No, they walk up to Macy's and they see in the store window, they see there's a purse on a mannequin and it moves by itself and it like starts, it just like comes off of the arm and starts moving and they're like, that's our demiguise.
He's Chameleonaire.
Chameleonaire. Oh my gosh. So they get inside somehow. It doesn't really say how. I guess they just apparate inside because they're wizards. They can do whatever they want. Apparently. So they get inside the store and they follow the demiguise. And he's so cute.
Yeah.
I really like the demiguise.
Yeah.
I think he's adorable.
Yeah.
And so they follow him. They go up to the attic, I guess it is. And
Macy's attic? No, I don't know what it was.
The attic
was it Macy's?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it is.
So they go up there and that's where the alchemy is. Yeah. And it has grown really large.
Yeah, because he's like, the other thing is babysitting.
Yeah, the demiguise is babysitting it. Yeah. And it's like, it's got the purse and it's like got some candy and stuff in it for it. And it's like, here, do you need some
here's your food.
Exactly. It's really cute.
Yeah.
And Newt says that they have like a little bit of precognition, so they can kind of see a little into the future, like in little flashes.
So act randomly.
Yeah, so...
Which they really don't.
No.
That never comes into play at all.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. But it's like, why did this happen? This doesn't have to happen. It does have a little vision. Yeah. And it shows it and everything. And then, of course, this stuff starts happening
again,
in it.
It doesn't matter. It just shows the future that we're going to see in a second.
And it doesn't matter because the demiguise is the only one seeing it.
Yeah. And all he does is just run and jump on someone's shoulders. It's like,
it doesn't need to be there. There was no point to it.
Yeah.
There was absolutely no point to it. Because as I was watching, I was like, wait, why is this happening? I don't understand this. This makes no sense.
Queenie kicks an ornament, which startles the thing, and it goes crazy.
And everything bad happens. Jacob's almost like squished to death by the alchemy. And then they're like,
we need an insect in a teapot.
Yeah, an insect in a teapot. So
luckily, Macy's
there are roaches
is
everywhere.
infested with the cockroaches.
They really need the Orkin Man because this is terrible.
And they have a lot of teapots, though. Thank goodness.
I guess so, because Tina finds a teapot, and Jacob manages to get his hands on a roach, which is still alive and is like moving in his hand.
Yeah,
it's
I hate
like
that.
Gross. I don't like this at all.
Didn't need this.
So he throws it across the room. It goes into the teapot. The alchemy goes into the teapot and shrinks itself so it can fit in there.
This is where I literally thought that little hummingbird moth thing was going to like fly in and they were going to grab it and use that. But no, he's gone forever. So
what would have been funny is if it had flown in and grabbed the roach before it could go into the teapot, and then it was just like chaos after that.
So many missed opportunities in this movie for a lot of good things.
Oh man. But they do manage to get it in there. They put a lid on top of it and it's inside and it's happily crunching on a roach.
Yep.
It's having a good time.
Yeah, and it can shrink back into things.
Yes.
Yeah,
so it goes back. So they go back into the suitcase so that they can put it in its little nest. And that's when they talk about Ilvermorny at one point. They see all the animals and everything, and Queenie sees a picture. Did you notice who it was in the picture?
Is it Nagini? No, I don't know.
Her name is Lita Lestrange, because they did say Lita Lestrange.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I was asking if did you realize who the person was in the picture?
Oh, no, I didn't.
So we just recently saw her in a movie that also had Colin Farrell in it.
Oh, is that
it was Zoe Kravitz? Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
She's Lita Lestrange.
So what is she? Bellatrix's mom or something?
No.
Cousin, twice removed?
I don't know.
Are they even related?
They're related somehow by marriage, because Bellatrix was Bellatrix Black.
Oh,
because she was Sirius's cousin.
Yeah, that's right.
So she married into the Lestrange family.
As one does.
Yeah. So yeah, Lita Lestrange, and they were friends when they were in Hogwarts together, and there may have been some kind of little romance between them.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that's when they start talking about. That's how they get into the whole thing about Hogwarts and Ilvermorny. And then suddenly the Thunderbird starts going crazy. There's like a bunch of.
How'd she die? Did it say?
She didn't die.
What happened to her?
She's still alive.
Something happened to her, though, right?
She's in the second movie.
I thought they were. He didn't. Was it just a bad breakup?
It was just they don't talk to each other anymore, I guess.
Okay. They made it sound like it was horrible. Like, don't read my mind. I'm really distraught about this.
They did make it seem like something terrible happened to her, but no, she's alive.
Yeah, I thought she was like murdered.
Would you like to know? Would you like to know a little secret?
We're gonna watch the second movie.
Okay.
Will we find it out in the second movie?
Yes.
Okay, then.
Okay.
Gotta save the secret for the second movie.
Okay. But yes, she is in the second movie.
Okay.
Then, the Thunderbird, of course, starts going crazy. He's like, something bad's happening. So they leave the suitcase. And this is when the whole big thing at the end starts happening.
Yeah, because Grindelwald shows up. He's been showing up to Credence's place a lot. He's like...
Graves.
Graves. Who did I say?
Grindelwald.
Oh, my bad.
How dare you get those two confused?
So sorry. They look so similar.
So Graves has been showing up to Credence, to see Credence a lot. He's trying to get Credence to find the Obscurial for him.
Yeah.
Because
there's got to be a kid in there.
Yeah, there's got to be a kid somewhere in Second Salem that is doing all this, and you've got to help me find him. And you notice that he also has like these, he gives him like a necklace or whatever, and it has just the sign of the Deathly Hallows.
Oh. I saw it, I was like...
Yeah.
He gave him a pyramid.
Yeah, that's the sign of the Deathly Hallows. Okay. It's got the butcher,
the baker, the candlestick maker, all on there.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, why is he working so hard to try to get this thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird. But he's like, it's going to be somebody probably around 8 or 9 years old, young kid, knows magic, but is just suppressing it. So he's like, okay. So he's trying to find out who it is.
Yeah.
Credence is trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
which doesn't make a lot of sense. But he's trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
And so he sees,
this does not work.
So he goes to his little sister's room.
Yeah.
And he goes under her bed and he finds a wand there.
Yeah.
And so he takes it out and she comes in and she's like, it's just a toy.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the mom shows up at that point and sees it. And then punishes Credence for it.
Well, he's holding it.
He's holding it, but it's in her room.
But maybe he brought it into the room. I don't know. Possession's 9/10 of the law. We know this.
So dumb. But anyway, so she's going to try to whip him.
Yeah.
Because it's like she's just going to take the belt to him.
Yeah.
And, of course, the little girl's like, no, it was mine.
Yeah.
And she's not listening because apparently she just really hates Credence. Yeah. I mean, that's what it all comes down to.
Right.
She just, like, beats him all the time. Yeah. I don't even know if she beats the other kids.
I don't know.
But definitely beats Credence a lot.
He's the example child.
I guess so. And so she's got the belt. She's gonna hit him with it, and then it it flies out of her hands.
Yeah.
And then it flies across the room, and she starts going after it, and then suddenly the Obscurus is there, and it kills her.
Yeah.
So she's dead.
Yeah.
And then Graves shows up, and he's like, Credence is in there. He's like, we've got to find the kid. And so he's like, where's your sister? So they go find her because she went back to, like, the home that she used to live in. And because she would always talk about her other brothers and sisters. Mm-hmm. So they go there. And
this abandoned building.
Yeah, and he, as they're going upstairs and everything, he's talking to Credence. He's so mean to him. He's like, you're a squib. Yeah. I could smell it as soon as I met you and all this stuff. It's like, you're useless to me.
I don't need you anymore.
Blah, blah, blah. And,
why?
And Credence is just like, what?
Bro.
You made me do all this stuff?
So weird. Why?
He's like, I can't teach you magic. You'll never know magic and all this stuff. And he's
why would he even throw him away? Why? He's like, isn't his whole thing about, like, he would probably build an army kind of deal. I don't know, maybe not, but why would he get rid of this asset?
Because he doesn't see Credence as an asset. He's just as...
He knows stuff, though.
But he doesn't have any kind of magical powers.
Yeah, but he knows stuff, so you would at least keep him around. I don't know. It's just so dumb how fast he turns on him.
Yeah, he turns on him real fast.
Just like, and it's like a throwaway thing. It's like, okay, by the way, you suck. You're a squib. I don't need you. Okay, I gotta go find this stuff. It's like, what? And that's it.
Yeah, so he goes and finds the little girl, and then suddenly the walls start falling down. He's like, wait a minute. And then Credence is on the other side, and he's like, bro, sorry about what I said earlier. I owe you an apology.
Get over here. Let's hug it out.
Come on. Come hug old Graves. And
how did he not sense it or something? I don't know.
And
I don't know his powers, I guess.
Well, you would think that if he could smell that he was a squib and all this stuff, that he would be able to do the same thing with the little girl.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. Anyway, so Credence is like... No, I'm not coming with you
just
jerk.
Toss me aside, dude.
So he just turns into his little Obscurus form and flies out the window.
He's killed 2 people very quickly. Mm-hmm. But this guy who just wronged him, I'll leave you be.
Yeah.
I'm not going after you. We're cool.
Instead, I'm just going to go destroy everything in New York.
Yeah.
So he's like going through the streets, just destroying the crap.
Yeah. The Ministry of Magic sets us people out there to the Hat Squad, as I like to call them. It's just a bunch of people in hats.
And hats and coats.
Hats and coats.
But they've got their little trench coats and their trilbies and they're all out there.
Like, this is the 20s. I guess everybody was kind of dressed like that a little bit, but not exactly the same, guys.
Yeah, it's real weird.
Yeah.
So, because they just all look the same. I guess maybe that's their uniform. I don't know.
Maybe.
So, they're trying to stop him and everything, and he goes into a subway station, like at City Hall.
And they're like, well, Tina runs out toward Graves to stop him because she's like, I know this. It's Credence. I don't know why she knew it was Credence. I don't remember.
Well, it's because...
was he yelling it or something?
No. Wait. Newt got there first.
Not in the subway.
No, not in the subway. While they're outside,
okay.
Newt got there first, and Graves was like trying to talk to him, and he kept saying something about Credence or whatever. Uh-huh. And so Newt, when Tina got there, Newt was like, it's the second Salem boy. And she was like, Credence?
Okay.
And so that's how she found out. So she's like, well, I can try to talk him down.
Well, her thing was like, okay, keep him safe.
Yeah.
Keep the boy safe. And then I thought she was going to go run, try to talk to Credence, but she doesn't. She goes to Graves. I'm like, why'd you do that?
And starts fighting him.
Why didn't you go? Because she doesn't know Graves is a bad guy, does she?
I guess not.
Not that we know he's a bad guy. But I'm like, okay, what, why?
She's just trying to, I guess she's just trying to stop him from going after Credence. Because I guess she thinks that he's still going after him because he wants to destroy the monster. Destroy the creature, the beast, whatever. But that's not what he's doing.
Yeah, and she's going to shoot Graves with her wand spell. So, of course, instead of just shooting him, she says, Graves, so he can defend himself. Hey, why are you yelling his name? Just shoot him. And then they just, like, have a stalemate. Yeah,
they fight it out a little bit, and then he throws a car at her, and she gets out of the way, and then he's gone, I guess.
Yeah.
So, Newt goes down into the subway station, finds Credence still in his Obscurus form, like up against a wall, and he starts talking him down and everything. So
the Ministry of Magic is very smart here. They want to protect the crowd, right? They want to protect New York. He's gone to the subway. So we're going to seal off this area. We're going to seal off the entrance to the subway. He has nowhere to go except the entire subway system of New York.
The whole underground is just ready for him.
What were they doing?
I don't know.
What was their plan?
I guess it's just so that muggles can't get into the area and can't stop them.
But if you can...
But seriously, there are still trains going.
Yes, like...
Because at one point Credence almost gets hit by a train.
But luckily the train disappears and goes nowhere.
The train, I guess they just didn't stop at that station. They're like, there's some crazy stuff going on here. We're just going to keep going.
We're not stopping here, guys. I hope you didn't need to go to City Hall because we're not going there.
We're going straight on to whatever the next stop is. You can walk back that way if you want to, but we're not stopping here. There's nobody waiting for a train, and there's weird people out here doing weird stuff. We don't want to have anything to do with it, so just keep going.
Ain't no stopping this train we're on.
Exactly. So.
Oh boy, this is where it got really silly.
Yeah. So he manages to talk Credence back into his human form, and he's talking to him and everything. He's trying to be like, we can help you and everything. And then of course
he relates to him. Doesn't he? Because I thought, wasn't he telling him about the girl who was hated because of the magic?
No, that was the other girl that had the Obscurus that he got the Obscurus from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, that was not Lita.
Okay.
So everything seems to be going okay until Graves shows up.
Graves is in there.
And it's like, Graves, just back off.
Yeah.
Bud man, come on.
Yeah.
Bud man.
Bud man. Come on, Bud man.
So, but of course he doesn't back off.
Yeah.
And so he turns back into an Obscurus. He starts kind of going after Graves.
Yeah.
And kind of Newt, but not really.
Yeah.
Because I think they're just
apparating everywhere.
Yeah.
He's
trying
kind
to get out
of
of the way.
filling the whole thing. Apparently he can be sand. I don't know. I don't know what his deal is.
I don't either.
Again, killed 2 people very easily.
Very easily.
And then cannot kill these 2.
Yeah. So... But also,
I guess they can't apparate.
I was going to say, but also the people he killed were just normal humans. They weren't magical. Yeah. So maybe that had something to do with it.
We'll give it that.
So then Tina gets down there and finally talks him back a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's kind of struggling against the Obscurus and everything, trying to keep it in check, but he hasn't quite gotten there yet. And then, of course, all of the other R's show up from Makusa and just blast him.
Yeah. And just kill him, straight up.
Yep, straight up kill him. So it's like, okay, well, there goes Credence.
I do want to praise Newt he's a great warrior, because once Graves starts attacking, he goes into fetal position defense. Where he just rolls into a ball and just gets hit with spells over and over again. Does nothing.
The best defense.
Yes. It's like when he saw a bear and was just dead.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So they kill him, and then what Grindelwald's like, oh, sorry, Graves. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with Grindelwald.
I don't either.
None of that makes sense.
I mean, we've only seen him at the very beginning of the movie.
Newspapers.
You know?
I just wish he was in the movie, I guess.
I guess so. So anyway, Graves starts talking about how it's stupid to have the secrecy, I guess. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so.
And that we should be above the humans, the non-magical people. We should kind of be like the ones ruling them and everything. Mm-hmm. And Makuza's like, this doesn't sound like you. So they're like, let's just go ahead and arrest this guy. So they start trying to arrest him, and he's like, he's deflecting everything. Yeah. Exactly. Except he can't deflect the swooping evil.
No, nothing can deflect that.
So, Newt does that to tie him up, basically. And then he's like, this seems suspicious.
Hey.
So he does a Revelio charm. It's like, that's all it took.
Yes.
Do they not shouldn't they do that, like, every time someone goes into Makuza? Just, like, as an extra precaution, just have somebody
Revelio.
Exactly, kind of like a metal detector, but a Revelio detector.
Yes, I think so.
That would have solved like all the problems.
Yeah,
because he does Revelio, and what is this? Who is this person?
We easily solved all the problems in this movie.
There you quickly. Go. Who is this person that Graves has been all along? It's Grindelwald.
Did Graves just show up one day and is like, hey, I'm going to be a very important person here. Don't ask questions about where I'm from.
I think that Graves was an actual person, and Grindelwald took over, like, probably killed him and took over his life. Okay.
So my question now is there just a spell where you can change your appearance?
Not that I know of.
Because why can he do this, and why did we waste all that time with polyjuice potions in Harry Potter? Because
I'm wondering if it's something that Grindelwald can do himself, that, like, he's the only person that can do it.
I mean, that seems like a cop-out that the movie would take, so I would say probably that is the answer. Yeah. So, yeah. I was like, I actually didn't think about that while watching the movie. Mm-hmm. It was last night while I was in bed, like, wait, why?
Yeah.
I had terrible dreams thinking about it.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently that's just something he can do. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe he's a metamorphomagus that nobody knows about it or something.
Sure. We'll go with that.
Like Tonks, but instead of, like, making herself have a pig nose and pink hair, he's like, I'm going to make myself look like Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
And honestly,
so dashing.
Good choice.
Yeah. Can't blame him. Although,
if you're gonna go with it.
To be fair, probably should have gone female. Because, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. Or maybe it's a double bluff. Like, they're going to expect me to go female.
Also, I like that they had... I'm
going to stay male.
I like that they had the exact same haircut.
Yes.
Just a different color.
It's like Hitler changing himself and still keeping the mustache. Oh my God, he's Charlie Chaplin. So, yeah, that is a good... that's true. Why did he do that?
There are a lot of questions.
Should look like Dumbledore, like all the hair everywhere. I'd be like, yeah, makes sense.
Oh boy. So, yeah. And then we still haven't finished the movie.
We haven't.
So they have him in custody. So they're like, oh, it's Grindelwald. We'll take him into custody. Yeah. We'll send him back to England or whatever.
Yeah.
And Newt notices that there's a little bit of Obscurus. It looks like it is...
crawls away.
That just kind of...
floats
itself out of the tunnel, and it's like, that's interesting.
Sure that's
fine. We're not going to question that. So, is Credence dead?
Probably not.
Well, I mean...
Well, Credence might be dead.
We've seen the trailer for the third movie.
Oh, I didn't remember. Because I didn't know any of these characters.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like, I mean, you could have shown me anybody like, okay, that was a person. So I guess he's in the third movie.
He's in the third. Okay. He's in the trailer for the third movie.
Well,
so
there you go.
He's alive.
Okay.
He has a different haircut, though.
Oh, thank God.
He has long hair in the third. In the third trailer, so
that's good.
After this point, he no longer has that terrible haircut. So
okay,
we're good.
Okay.
So yeah, I wasn't sure if you would pick up on that or not.
Okay. I didn't remember
That's fine.
trailer, but I'll have to go back and watch it.
Oh, boy.
Of course, we still need to see the second movie so I can know
True.
even more.
Yeah. So
No,
Credence is still out there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, okay, well, we've got to do something about all of these non-magical people who have seen all of this stuff happening. So what can we do?
They're like, we
can't really...
The whole city. We can't obliterate the whole city.
Obliterate?
Whatever it is.
We can't obliviate. We're just going to obliterate the whole city. We're just going to drop a bomb on it.
I might have been saying obliterate the whole time. I don't know.
I don't think you have. So we can't just obliviate the whole city. So, like, everybody in the city. So what can we do? And then Newt's like,
we can obliterate the whole city.
I have an idea. It's called... a bomb.
Yeah.
No, it's called...
terrible thing.
It's called the Thunderbird and whatever thing, the swooping evil...
Yeah,
whatever kind of, like, venom it has.
He's been experimenting with it a little.
Yeah, and it has the ability to, like, make people forget.
Yeah.
But I guess just non-magical people, because... all these wizards are getting hit by that rain.
It's true.
So it's got to
because it did seem like at the end that Newt and the two ladies didn't want to go out into the rain.
Maybe they just didn't want to get wet.
Yeah, that's very possible. But
I mean, you saw all of these people, like, it's raining, because what happens basically is the Thunderbird takes this vial of whatever that stuff is, and it creates a big thunderstorm.
Seeds the cloud, basically.
And, it seeds the cloud with it, and then it goes into, it rains down, it goes into the water supply and everything, so
everybody does the thing that you do when you go out in the rain. Look straight up into the rain. Everyone did it.
No umbrellas.
No umbrellas.
Like that, no.
Those hats, meaningless, looking into the rain.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously it's going to get into the water supply.
Yeah.
Because what about all these people that are inside while it's raining? Because they're like, oh, it's raining, I'm not going outside today. It's like, yeah, that would make sense. But there are, like, all of these wizards out there, too, in the rain, and they're, like, fixing stuff. So,
repairing
obviously, it doesn't work on magical people.
Right.
So, so that happens. Everybody forgets all those memories. I was like, what happens to Shaw, the, like, John Voight's character, when he realizes
his son's
he forgot that his son died?
Yeah.
It seems like that would be something that would be forgotten.
I guess he would forget how it happened. He would just know that he's dead. He would be looking for the killer. I
guess so. I don't know. And he'll never find it because it's like, whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, it's John Voight, so I'm fine.
Yeah, we obviously.
I don't have any sympathy for him.
Obviously, they didn't think of some of these things.
What? JK didn't think of something.
Yeah, so that happens, and then they're like, "What happened to that no-mage that was with you?" And there's Jacob, and they're like, "Yeah, he's got to be obliviated."
Yeah,
and so they're like, "Oh crap." And this is where you said he just points his wand to him and goes, "Oblimiate."
Okay, we did it.
Okay, he's been obliviated. And then Jacob goes, "What? Where am I? I don't have a clue."
Hello, nice people.
Wow, you people are so nice.
Would y'all like a pastry?
Not magical at all.
I like bakeries.
So, yeah. Well, like, the obliviate, like, if you're going to obliviate somebody, I think you have to, like, be pretty good at it so it could just be that, Newt was really bad at obliviating people, and so...
Oh, no,
he still remembers things. Yeah. But they take him out into the rain.
Yeah, they push him in the rain.
Well, they don't push him into the rain. They take him up to, like, the top of the subway station.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, you gotta go out there. And he's like, I'm not gonna remember anything. He's like, nope. So it's very sad, though, because he's not gonna remember his friends. And he's like, why did you keep me around? He's like, because I liked you.
Yeah, we were friends.
Because Newt doesn't have very many friends, I guess.
He doesn't. People find him irritating.
Yeah, probably.
I can see it.
I mean, he's a lot like Hagrid. And Hagrid can be irritating sometimes with the whole, oh, I love all these magical creatures.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think Hagrid's way more lovable than Newt. I don't dislike Newt. Yeah. But Hagrid's great.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Hagrid for a long time.
Yeah, I remember.
It got to the point where, like, in the 7th book, I was like, I still not feeling Hagrid. And then he almost died, and I was like, no!
My favorite character! I loved him all along. You can't prove it.
It's like, you can't kill him. He's my favorite. Then I'm like, wait, what did I just say? Yeah, so he goes out into the rain.
Queenie kisses him.
Yep. Queenie goes out there and kisses him. Because before he goes out there, she's like, I'll never find another guy like you.
Yeah.
And he's like, there are plenty of us out there.
That's true.
And she's like, but not like you. And so he goes out there and she goes out and kisses him. And then they just disappear.
Yeah.
They're gone. He's all by himself in the rain.
Goes back to the cannery. Mm-hmm. But then he runs into a guy passing him by.
Yeah, somebody hits him on their way down the street, and it's like, sorry, excuse me, and just keeps going. And he's like, what a jerk. And then he goes to pick up his suitcase that he just brings a suitcase to work every day.
Yeah. Which we're like, I guess that's his lunch.
Because we're like, maybe his lunch is in there. I don't know. So he picks up his suitcase, or he tries to pick it up, and he's like, wow, this is really heavy. So he opens it, and it's a bunch of akame shells, and they're made of silver.
Did Newt take his suitcase? Did he have anything important in that suitcase?
His lunch, obviously.
All those files for applying for loans and stuff were in there. All those tax forms. I don't know.
Too bad.
Sorry, here's some eggs.
So, yeah, he opens it up, sees the eggs, and that's his collateral or whatever for to get his bakery. And so then it shows that later he's got a bakery.
Yep.
Well, first it shows Newt leaving because he has to say goodbye to Tina.
Oh, yeah.
So he says goodbye to Tina.
Yeah.
The end. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that was it. No emotion.
No, they're at the port. He's about to get on the ship and everything, and they're like, well, I don't really want to leave. And it's like, yeah, I don't really want you to leave, but he's got to go.
Yeah.
Sorry, you got to get out of here, bro.
Yeah. So you got to go write your book, and then I'll give you a copy in person.
Exactly.
Because I love you.
And his book is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which is the title of the film.
Oh my gosh.
But it was a book that Harry used in school. It was like on his list one year.
Yeah.
So, or I guess it was on his list. I don't know. But
I don't know.
Anyway, and I actually have a copy of it because I'm
You're
a
wizard?
Yeah.
You're a wizard, Kristoff.
So there we go. They say goodbye. Newt gets on the ship and is sailing back to England.
Was never seen again.
Until the second movie.
Oh.
And then it shows Jacob and his bakery. He's in there, and it shows all these people, and they're looking at all these strange looking pastries, and they're like, where do you come up with your ideas?
They're all shaped like the beasts.
Like one of them is the demiguise. I think there's one that's a niffler.
Yeah.
Probably in a rumpet in there.
Yeah.
And they just look like all the beasts. But he doesn't know where he's like, they just come from my mind, you know? And so he's talking to his employee or whatever. It's like, go back into the back, do
Put
whatever.
Put some in storage, yeah.
Exactly. And so he turns around, and there's Queenie.
There she is.
And so she just turns and smiles at him and doesn't say anything. Yeah. And he's just like, huh. Because it's like, does he recognize her? And then he grabs his neck where the thing bit him. And then he kind of smiles back.
Yeah.
So it's like, does he remember?
Yeah. Or is she a serial killer? Because she just stood there smiling for a long time.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
But it's like, does he remember her?
Yeah. I don't know. Probably. Somewhere in there. If you can remember the beast, he probably remembers her somewhere.
Probably.
So yeah, it was a fine movie.
Yeah.
Some issues, but overall, likable people. Yeah,
I like the four main people.
I do think I kind of am more interested in this than Harry Potter.
Oh, really?
I think I liked it more than Harry Potter. Wow. 80 books. Huh. Yeah. I don't like Harry Potter.
Oh, jeez.
This movie got pretty good reviews.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I remember seeing it the first time and hearing everybody talking very positively about it.
I did find one thing that was said by the reviewer at Rolling Stone about the author of the screenplay, where it said that she is a champion of outsiders facing intolerance, segregation, and demonization, which I feel like he probably wants to take back now. Because that did not age well. Did not work out. Ooh. So, yeah.
But it is kind of funny because, a lot of the stories that she writes are about,
Yeah, but they're not well done. Like, the whole spew thing, and then, like, it really didn't go into a whole lot of detail about the anti-witch stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think she's great at it, even though she does it. And I think we know why now. Anywho. But yeah, I was glad to see it got good reviews and everything. Because I think it earned it pretty much. I thought I don't know.
Yeah.
They were a little nice on a few things that I thought could easily work, but...
Yeah, it was fun. There are some plot holes and everything, but, you know, that's how most movies are.
It's true. I'm looking to see the next movie, looking forward to seeing the next movie just because I want to see why you hate it so much. I can't wait for the next episode where we do one of these because I want to hear all the stuff you have to say about it.
Maybe I won't hate it as much because I've only seen it once.
Maybe.
So maybe if the second time I watch it, it won't bother me as much. I don't know.
Or maybe it'll be a 4-hour podcast episode.
Maybe it will just be me ranting and raving the whole time. I don't know.
Fingers crossed.
We'll see.
Yeah. But I am still so far excited about the third one. Just because of that trailer. I really liked it.
Yeah. So, don't know what we're going to be doing next week.
No.
But we'll be back with the second movie in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. We're going to space it out for the third movie.
Yeah, so we're doing this one. And then 2 weeks after that, we'll do the new one.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah.
Because I figure we'll probably go the first weekend that is out.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. So, we don't have a snack segment this week, but if you go to our YouTube channel, we have a snack video up that we told you about last time.
Mm-hmm.
It is our France snacks, and hopefully sometime, maybe this week or next, I don't know when you're planning on getting that up, but we'll have the next snack video.
Yes.
So, if you're looking for snack reviews, you're going to get them. Just go to the YouTube channel. We're Having Fun Podcast. It's all right there.
Yes, because we recorded one a couple of days ago, so it'll be up soon.
Yep. And if you need to keep update with all the stuff we're doing, you can go on to our Twitter. It is Having Fun Cast, and on Facebook at Having Fun Pod.
Yep. Or you can send us an email and tell us all about everything that you wanted to tell us about.
That's right. I'm sure you have thoughts, and we like to hear them.
Yep. So you can send those to Having Fun Cats.
Oh my gosh.
Cast. I was about to say cast.
Spin-off podcasts. Having Fun with Cats.
So you can send those to havingfunpod@gmail.com.
Anyway, we're going to go have fun, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.